The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. Paul Ferdiani and Larry Dickerson having a drag race battle. For one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome everybody to Friday Night Racing Action with the Numb Thumbs Racing League Arca series here as we head on into the final race before some cuts are made here in these playoffs. We'll kind of touch base here in just a second on where your favorite driver stands amongst that chase and who is going to be moving on to the next few rounds and continuing to race for this Drivers' Championship here, as we prepare to race in nice and warm Homestead, Miami. These guys definitely have it good and easy here tonight under the lights in good old Florida. So let's get things all kicked on off here, ready to rumble with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, big thank you to the great sponsors that help NTRL run in such a fantastic fashion, such as Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to go check them on out for any remodeling or design changes that you would like. Choose the A+ qualified professionals, as well as big thank you to JP Designs and 3D Prints on board here all season long. Guys have been fantastic. Be sure to go check them out for button boxes, iRacing paint schemes, as well as some 3D printing stuff done. As many of you know, 3D printing is being one of those new things going around, and You know what? Sometimes maybe it's better to leave it to the people that have the brains that can actually use the software to print it, and rather than do it yourself. So be sure to go check out JP Designs and Prints. Also, big thank you to AdminBoxx, the proud creator of the button box for race control admins, where at the push of a button they can throw cautions, do wave arounds, do whatever race admins need to do, all at their fingertips, which, man, anything to make their jobs a little bit easier, that's always going to be a good thing. So thank you, AdminBoxx, for jumping on board here this season, as well as a big thank you to Track Bar Media. Fantastic videography and photography of real life and sim life racing. Be sure to go check them out at trackbarmedia.com, as well as a big thank you for them for doing a lot of the promos and mid ads and all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys for doing some great work on that. Also, big thank you to simgearcentral.com as well. Be sure to go check them out for button boxes that have all the flips, dials, levers, knobs, anything you could possibly think of, all just at a quick reach for any sim, whether it's here in the iRacing sim, farm sim, truck sim, sims, who knows, any sim you can think of. You could probably use a great button box. So be sure to go check them out and let them know that NTRL and AAA Broadcasting sent you on over there, as you can get about 10% off your next order. I think they're still running that, so be sure to go check them on out. Of course, big time thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com as well, your proud merchandising supplier of the NTRL and AAA Broadcasting. Be sure, especially now that hey folks, we're dead into the heat of winter, be sure to get on down there and pick up some sweatshirts with your favorite driver. Or I know we don't have a sweatshirt yet, but hey, who knows? Maybe we can get some sweatshirts on up there as well. But big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com, as well as big thank you to Country Through the Ages, your proud action replay sponsor here, is whenever we get some funky business going on down there on the racetrack. As always, I'm Alan Brown, and if you don't hear me and you don't see me move for a while, it's because I have frozen to death. But I'm joined by two of my best friends that will not freeze to death here tonight, and that's Mr. Alan English joining me here in the booth this evening. Alan, we come back to Miami Homestead, this time in the Arca cars. I think these guys are going to have a little bit of a different race than what we saw there in those next-gen cars, but either way, I think this one's still going to round out to be a pretty good one.
Sure, and I really got to say that I'd rather watch this platform race than the next-gen cars, especially at a cool challenging track like Miami. Every time they come here, they produce great racing at this 1.5 miles, and it's challenging. We see some guys, like right now, Cole Larson, testing that upper line up by the wall. Some guys are running that only on half of the track. Some guys are trying to do it the whole way around the track. Some guys aren't going up there at all. So it'll be interesting to see the different lines these guys try to take around here and see who's making the good times, who's able to hang on to it, because you might be fast, but it's about consistency too, and staying off the wall and keeping from damaging that Arca race car, because that's one of the new damage model cars, right? So it tears up pretty easy. So you just got to stay off of each other and stay off of that wall.
Indeed. Well, someone who's not hoping that they stay off of each other, that's Mr. Adam Turner down there on pit road, always ready to get in the middle of one of those tussles, is Adam. But we're here tonight under the lights in Miami, Adam, and I think we're in store for a pretty dang good show of these guys.
Yeah, it's not bad temperature-wise down here compared to, I think you're in the negatives where you're at. I'm sorry. Hopefully you don't freeze. Get yourself a little space heater, stick it right near your feet.
I'm going to have to, man.
It's cold down here too, man. It's like 52.
Yeah, it was 55 earlier. But we did have cold weather. I think it's because of this Chinese spy balloon. I'll get into that later, guys.
The weather machine,
yeah. We'll get into that. But who doesn't like racing at Miami? I remember when they used to do the finale race at Miami every year, and in a real NASCAR, and I thought it was a great track. Tonight, 2 fast repairs, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires. You're going to need tires. 25 incident points, you're disqualified. 18, you'll get a penalty. 80 degrees on the track. Not a bad night for racing.
No, not one at all. As we take a look at that race info at a not what your typical design for a mile and a half is on the NASCAR circuit, which is why it makes for such great racing action here. But like you said there, Turner, awesome weather here this evening. These guys aren't going to have to deal with any heat issues or anything like that, so these tires should be able to grip it and rip it. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, though, and man, it's all about that rhythm, baby. Rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. You got to be able to time your marks, time your entrance points, got to get back on the throttle at the right time, and once when you do it once, you got to do it again and again and again and again.
Well, they have to do it fewer times than we thought, though, here. They did shave off some of the laps here, some of the distance. So these guys are going 110 laps around here tonight. So, I mean, that'll help a little bit with driver fatigue, but you got to be hyper-focused here, right? So, yeah, these guys are going to have to find a rhythm, stick to it. They're going to have to pay attention to their tire wear and back up those lifting and braking points as needed. I'm not sure how much brakes they're going to have to use, if we're going to see any really heavy braking into turns 1 and 3, but time will tell here as get this thing underway here shortly, as qualifying will be wrapped up here in about 2 minutes.
That indeed. As always, we welcome you all to join us over there in the YouTube chat. Just in case I messed up setting this thing up, feel free to, if you're part of the NTRL Discord and you see my name, you can send me a PM saying, hey, it won't let us chat on their Facebook. But we always look forward to seeing you guys in there and having a good time with. Oh, well, I don't know if you count because you're a admin there, Mr.
Oh,
English.
because I'm an admin on it? Oh, okay.
I'm not an admin. You guys never make me do any kind of administrative stuff. You don't let me do anything. You handcuff me, and sometimes I get reprimanded. But tonight, I don't think I'm going to be reprimanded. I'll test for you guys here. Test.
Oh, no, we're good. All right,
Yay!
fantastic. Chat is
Eric
alive.
Welch. Eric Welch joining us in the chat.
Hey, they were a little quiet, man. I'm tired. There must be that. They may be getting scrambled from that Chinese weather balloon.
It's a neutron. It's neutron
probably
bomb or something.
Yeah, that Chinese weather balloon's probably in bed with that Zuckerberg guy. There's a whole thing going on with that.
I have not heard that part of the
Well,
news.
well, I just broke it. So go ahead.
Did you read between the lines? Is that one of those kind of things? Well, we'll
Yeah,
we got plenty of time.
I don't want to totally get banned, but yeah, that's happening right now. Just use your Googler and figure out there is a spy in the sky right now on top of us, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. Back to racing.
Josh Bittner's saying he is not pledging to do a shot per wreck tonight.
Why not?
You know what? I think he'd be safe anyway doing that. I don't foresee this thing ending up with a bunch of cautions. We may even go flag to flag at a track like this here tonight, because look, there's only 18 folks in here. If they all grid a car, this is a 1.5 mile track. It's not short by any means. And once these guys start to get spread out and running their own lines and maintaining distance, I think they're going to be fine. But I've made terrible predictions in the past. So
yeah, so have I. But we already having some good activity on the chat now. Whoever GO is, Swalwell Balloons, yes, that's a thing.
Swalwell. His girlfriend is the one that probably put the.
I saw a meme with her, like her name on it. It was like "Hello Fing Fing" or something. I don't know. It was a pretty funny meme. Some good stuff going on already.
Goodness. He didn't want. Oh man, I can't go down that road.
Well, I know who is going down that road, and that's these guys getting on down there to pit road to grid up in these race cars here behind that pace car. Because, yes, I make these transitions as smooth as possible for whatever you guys leave me to deal with here. As we take a look at tonight's starting order, we got the 315 of Zach Millett starting all the way up there at the front. 728, Timothy Pope making a return here after a few weeks off. He's going to be starting there on that second row. Dylan Bryant in the 03 will start in third, with the 69 of Larry Dickerson starting in fourth. Number 1, Bogus, Derek Welch starting here in fifth, with the 15 of Vince Short right beside him in sixth. Seventh will be the 76 in the Big Ass Fans Machine of Jeff Ottinger, and the 60 of Brian F. is going to start to his outside there in eighth. Ninth will be America's Driver, 747 Albert Anderson, with the 13 of Chris Klein starting on his outside, rounding out your starting top 10.
Now the 62 car of Rich Blake will start row number 6 on the outside. To the outside of him will be Joe Bennett, 00 Joe. Let's see, row number 7, Robert Amaral in the 70 machine on the inside. Josh Kelleher in the 73 to his outside. Let's see, Josh Bittner and Cole Larson make up the next row, and rounding out your field here tonight in the back, in the rear with the gear, the 90 of Danny Baker and the 53 of James Bowden.
Well, and speaking of Josh Bidner, he making the comments online here, but also check out trackdogsracing.com or trackdogs.net to get your gear. I didn't get to showcase my shirt. I wasn't thinking. I do have some of his merchandise on right now. AAA Broadcasting t-shirt. You can get hats, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff from iRacing. And you really like AAA, you can pick up one of our beloved items.
Or NTG Trucking, too.
Anything. There's all kinds of cool stuff.
Gear.
Go in there and browse. He changes it all the time, updates, gets cool stuff in. He shares with us and the community, so check him out. Here we go, bro.
Indeed, as the pace car comes on down into pit lane, and away we go for the first time here tonight. Green flag racing down across the line into turns 1 and 2. 315 of Millet out to an early lead. The 728 of Timothy Pope trying to stay out in front of that 03 and the 69, who are side by side, almost making contact, but the 69 making some evasive maneuvers without hitting that outside wall. I think these cars are a little bit more narrow than those next gen cars, so they have just that little bit of extra room. This track isn't narrow by any means, but however, racing side by side, it can get narrow there. Oh man, like we almost had contact between the 15 and the 60 there on corner exit as they complete lap number 1, and this race is officially underway.
Dickerson was in the wall for about 150 feet there, but able to hold it straight and let the car just naturally come off the wall. We know by experience here, fellas, that once these Arca cars get in the wall, if you try to rip it to the left and get it off, you're going to go sliding across the track and collect a bunch of people.
And this is some good racing. This is where everybody's kind of figuring out their car, figuring out their line. I do like the beginning of races like this because you kind of see a lot of movement on the track early.
They're getting some heat in those tires and stuff here too, because you got to do that. You don't want to go out there and push it too hard on cold tires. Lap 3, they ought to be pretty much up to temp by now.
Man, that they are, and we're still seeing some side-by-side action here. The 15 and the 60 side-by-side. The one of Derek Welch trying to pick a lane who he thinks is going to make the most moves here starting early on as he goes side-by-side now with the 60 as the 15 breaks free right behind him. You got some drivers in a good battle here as well. You had Rich Blake in the 62 machine trying to squeeze by the 13 of Chris Klein, not quite able to do so. He's looking to try to make a move here. Someone who's looking to be a hard charger here tonight, 84 Josh Bittner, trying to climb up this leaderboard. Already got a couple spots and inching his way on up as Larry Dickerson in that 69 continues to kind of trickle on backwards here. He might be kind of in tire saving mode as Albert Anderson, using that bottom line, easily gets around him.
Yeah, talking about Josh Bittner, his better half out there, Peyton McGowan, saying he's scared. He already ran out of Fireball. That's the reason he's not doing the shot precaution thing tonight. But yeah, the 69 not scared to run up on that high line, as we've seen. But he carries a lot of momentum coming off the turns, running that high line, as we've seen there. But maybe, like you say, maybe tire save mode, trying to save a little bit. Like you say, this track does look wide, but not all of it's raceable. I mean, these guys are, kind of confined to race where everybody else is racing. So We'll see here.
Ooh, as he gets up there and scrapes the outside wall, gets a little too friendly with that outside barrier there, but able to continue the momentum on running as the 62 of Rich Blake continues to try to hunt down that 13 of Chris Klein. Saw Chris Klein there last time going through turns 4. Let's see if he does it again here this time, but the back end got a little loose on him and he had to snap save it, and it looks like, oh, he got tight that time. Goes up into the outside wall. That's going to allow the 62 to make the pass easily, and even here comes Josh Bittner on around.
It just started a little bleeding right there, bleeding off a couple positions, but hey, it's early here. Lap 7, we got 110 here in total. That's without green-white checkers.
And they're starting to single file out a little bit, but I think you'll see as we get longer into this run, maybe some moves because of tire wear. Somebody wore their tires out a little early, so you'll see some movement still.
Indeed, as here comes the 84 Bittner trying to squeeze around that 62 of Rich Blake, able to do so. So the 62, is he going to maybe try to do a little crossover? No, he's going to tuck back into line here, maybe use a little bit of that draft, gather up some momentum, and set him on up later on down the racetrack as the 15 of Vince Short makes his way on around the 728 of Timothy Pope, gliding himself up into that second spot. But in the meantime, man, talk about showing up with some vengeance. 315 of Zach Millett just showing up to race here tonight, already breaking out to a 2.5 second lead.
Ooh, class of the field here so far tonight by Millett. Talk about Vincent Short there. 7-Eleven Trick joining us over there on YouTube, saying good night for some racing. Pulling for Vince Short tonight. Let's go, Vince. And Papa Joe Bennett out there pulling for 00 Joe. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. If you haven't already, give us a little thumbs up if you like what you see. Subscribe if you haven't already. We picked up a few more subscribers the past week, so
Did we?
thank y'all so much for being here with us. Yeah, 278 now.
Yeah, if y'all hadn't watched our previous race, apparently it was just a big punch show. Everybody liked it. I don't know why. We had some good times on there, just like we're going to have tonight. And they have, this is breaking news. There's a second Chinese balloon that's been discovered.
Is there really?
Yeah, and I guess it's over Latin America. They're really throwing it all out there, aren't they?
And
They don't care, do they?
No.
They are talking about throwing it on out there as we go 3 wide here with the 60 in the middle, the 1 up high, and the 747 down low. Doing a little split overtake there goes the 1 in the 747, who are still side by side after making that pass, heading on down into turns 3 and 4.
Can't believe they're violating our airspace and stuff like that. That's incredible to me.
Come on, they're letting
Well,
them
looks
do
like-
it. It's a game. Go ahead.
Josh Bittner is on the move here, up 6 spots, sitting here in 9th place. Didn't take him long to bust into the top 10.
Yeah, Albert Anderson is also up 4. Vince Short is up 4. Those are pretty much your big movers. James Bowden is up 3 and 15th.
He
Other
started
than
on
that-
Slim. Yeah,
Huh?
Slim started on the back row, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He started there in the back, and he's moved himself up a little bit.
He's definitely working on continuing that climb up this leaderboard as everybody's kind of tucked into their own little fights around here. Like Larry Dickerson is now side by side with that 62 of Rich Blake. I got a feeling the 69, he might be feeling a little bit of that damage from one of those harder wall taps that he had, which is slowing him down just a little bit. We've also got the 60 of Brian Neff now tied on up with the 44. Oh no, Jeff. Oh, and the 76 is shown as the 44 on the car here tonight.
Oh, no, don't you trigger me. Don't you trigger me. Oh,
Adam's pet peeve activated.
let me
Oh my
investigate.
Well, not in his
Andre,
typical,
you know better than that. You know better than that.
not in his typical big ass fans machine here tonight. He's racing a, I think that's a Dodge scheme from kind of back in the day. No, or it looks.
I like it. Whoa! Timothy Pope, big loose. coming onto the front back stretch there. Or is that the front stretch? I'm lost on the track here. 728. He was dirt tracking it there for a little bit.
And definitely starting to maybe feel those rear tires get a little squiggly here. Yeah, there he goes again, having to do a big correction.
Was on the front stretch. That both ends of the track kind of look the same if you don't have if you can't see the infield there or the grandstands.
I've been fixated on this 44 machine. He's infiltrated the league with his fake number, who should be the 76, Jeff Ottinger, the diehard Chevrolet.
You gotta cut these guys some slack. They might race multiple leagues and have to change their number in iRacing.
No, it's all about the details. It's all about the details here in racing. You gotta have everything down to the minute detail just to win a race. You're not gonna win if you can't even put the number on your car correctly. I'm done, Jeff. I'm just kidding.
Are you though?
No, not really. But I mean, I like him. He angered me tonight. He's the trigger guy tonight. Jeff Ottinger.
And it didn't even take talking about the LA Coliseum to get you mad tonight.
Oh, I hate that place too. The House of Liars, and we got the Chinese balloon. Hell's breaking loose out here in the iRacing world.
Well, the great thing about iRacing and watching races here on YouTube and stuff is that no matter what's going on in the world, you can get away from it for a little bit on here. And then you have the broadcast crew here to remind you of all the sorrow in the world. So
yeah, I think people are maybe trying to get away from all that, and we keep bringing it up. Maybe we just need to stick with racing. I'm going to start leaving my opinion to myself and just talking about these cars, because this is fun.
Check out Josh Kelleher's awesome. He's got a racing shirt on and everything. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, he is definitely ready to go. Still hanging around just about right where he started there, 14th, 15th spot. Just kind of making his way, making sure he doesn't make too many mistakes here. As always, I mean, anytime that you do a race and you don't make mistakes, I don't care where you finish, I'm feeling pretty good about that one.
Oh yeah.
Was his seat like a checkered flag pattern? It looked like it from my screen.
Yes, it is.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool,
really
man.
cool. Yeah.
He's from up your way. Is it Springfield, Mass?
Yeah, that's
where he's from?
That's where I'll be driving to tonight. Hopefully, my diesel lines don't freeze.
If your truck don't die on you. Your diesel doesn't gel up.
That's the 60 of Brian Neff trying to get around that 76/44 of Ottinger, but not quite able to do so. They're going to stay side by side, heading down through turns 1 and 2, and it looks like Ottinger will have that position for now, but I got a feeling Neff is going to be making a charge here coming up later on. The 15 of Vince Short was breaking out to about half-second gap over second place here in over Timothy Pope before Pope made a mistake. But now here comes the 03 of Dylan Bryant with a pretty big charge. He probably saved some tires there earlier on in the run, and he's now starting to maybe turn the heat up a little bit.
It's awesome to see how the race changes as you progress through a set of tires like this. You can see very plainly who are the guys that saved a little bit more at the beginning, who are the guys that went out there just, pedaled in the metal and burnt the right front up like I would do.
Yeah, and it's looking like we're going to see some green flag stops, and you got to get that thing down to 50. It's not an easy entry by any means. It's not the most difficult, but it's definitely not easy as well. So pay attention to that. We'll see if that becomes a factor at some point here.
Well, and just when we thought we were going to see the 03 make a charge at that 15 of Short, here comes Albert Anderson up to the back bumper of the 03, trying to maybe make a late little stab on this run to pick up some spots. Man, that 728 of Pope still dirt tracking it through the exit of these corners.
Tell you what, man, he is super, super loose. Just a different driving style than a lot of these other guys. I bet we got more guys fighting a tight condition than a loose condition, but he's being pretty aggressive trying to get that power down right when he comes out of the turn.
Well, Albert made the pass on Dylan Bryant there. He's got his eyes set on Vincent Short.
America's driver picks up with that position.
How is Zach Millett that far ahead?
He's just gifted, boy.
We're gonna have to tech that car. There's something going on.
That's what it is.
Call for
He's
the.
got some of
tech
that.
guy.
He's got some of that Wakanda technology under the hood or something.
I don't know, but he's blowing everybody out of the water.
And it's 00 Joe Bennett currently in 13th, trying to catch on up and maybe pick up a top 10 here this evening. Just kind of running around doing his own race. Just kind of the same like the 73 at Kelleher. Not really making too many mistakes here right now. Staying right about where he started on this one. So he's going to be hopefully making up some ground here as people maybe make a mistake or two.
And Papa Joe Bennett, you are awesome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for the compliment. We love interacting with you guys out there during the race, especially when everything's going great for the racers out there, and there's not a whole lot of stuff to talk about on the track, good or bad.
Oh, it's a big dive there from the 747 with
goodness.
some door-to-door contact with that 15 of Vince Short. Gives him a little bit of a bump. Neither driver given too much of an inch there. I think that bump just got enough of that 15 out of the line, and the 747 able to make the pass there. You got the 13 of Chris Klein now lining up that back bumper of the 62 of Rich Blake here.
Did you hear the silence after the apology from Albert Anderson there?
Yeah, I did. There was a awkward silence. That means anger.
Vince is not going to forget it. When it
No.
comes time to give Albert a little bit of room, he might decline.
Yeah, adored him a little bit. No big deal. Hell, I don't even know where the guy ahead of him. They can't even see him. He's so far ahead, Zach
He
Miller.
gone in another time zone.
Man, that's that 315 of Zach Millett, just absolutely putting on a railroad clinic here, putting that car on wheels. Of course, be sure to head on over there and check out that S4 guy over there on Twitch if you want some good in-car feed over there. I don't know if he's live right now, but I know he goes live a good amount. He's one of those guys that races, I don't want to say every day, but dang near feels like it.
He's got a pretty active Twitch account. That's for sure.
I mean, if you're watching from his car view right now, you're not seeing anything but
You're not seeing much.
Yeah. Stay with us.
No tail lights to look at there for Zach Millett.
He's just driving around like a Sunday drive. Man.
I will say he is starting to catch up to the back end of this field with the 19 of Cole Larson there. Going to be putting him a lap down in just a moment as we got a little kerfuffle going on here around Josh Bittner and Timothy Pope.
Uh-oh.
Come on with it. Peyton McGowan says somebody needs to throw a can or something out the window on the track. We need some action here.
Yeah, throw some oil out there or something.
Tom says, I say we bring the gloves out, let them fight it out.
Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Yes, let's do that. I'd love to have like some kind of rumble after the race.
We'll have a neutral third party. Make sure nobody's putting a roll of nickels in their glove or something.
No, it'd be all above board.
We got to tech the gloves before the
No,
fight.
there's no gloves. You can only use the items in the circle. Like if there's a chair, you can use it, but you can't go outside the circle of death and grab like another item.
Circle of death. This is not a fight to the death.
Well, I'm just saying, if y'all want to have a fight, we're gonna have to make
If
it
Short and
interesting.
Anderson want to rumble, that's
Yeah,
we're
this is
not
a
gonna
fist
make
fight.
it a lethal thing. No.
I will.
Just a fist fight.
I will say though, because we've been talking about this. I mean, ever since we started broadcasting, we really want them to add, like some sort of fighting simulator in the infields of these tracks. So, you know, people don't go out there, start calling people names. They just be like, hey, you want to go in the middle? Yeah, I'll go in the middle. They figure it out. But first, I'd like to highly, highly request Tire Racing. Please fix that dang track bar in the car from spinning around as these cars are going around the track.
That's goofy looking at it.
Oh, man.
Well, look, I would settle for, you know, like Mario Kart. You get like one
Albert
red
Anderson
shell per season. You know, you get to throw out and take somebody out. It's like Mario Kart.
Well, that would make it a video game. This is a simulation. I don't know if you know, it's real
Yeah, I
professional
know.
here. But like, if a fan could come out of the stands and like throw something, that would be cool. Yeah, he hit the wall again, didn't he, Albert?
Yeah, probably struggling on some of those older tires now. Josh Bittner, your first taker down onto pit road, back on lap 29 as we're approaching lap 33 here. Now going on to lap 34. It's hard to keep track of where Mr. Millett is, as Albert going side by side with that 03 of Dylan Bryant challenging for that second spot.
Peyton McGowan says we need an option so maybe the drivers can tell each other they're number one, but in not such a nice way.
I agree. That would be cool.
Let you figure that one out.
Well,
Dylan Bryant,
it's
kind of
PG.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be classy here. Kinda. Fake it, I guess. Fake it till you make it, right?
Keep it classy, San Diego.
Dylan Bryant's starting to pull away from Albert Anderson. Albert had a little extracurricular activity with the wall.
Oh! Timothy Pope hard up into the outside wall.
Man, Tim's been fighting that car all night. He's usually one of them cats that is always threatening to be on a podium or steal the win away from somebody. He's really struggling out here at Miami tonight. He must have been on the beach all day. He didn't practice. He's been at the beach.
Man, that'd be something.
Well, I'll tell you what. If he's in a place that's warmer than here right now, then that's pretty darn good, as he continues to drive around. Hasn't come back down into the pits just yet for those green flag pit stops. Jeff Ottinger out in front of the 13 of Chris Klein right now, but here comes Chris down underneath as they head on through turns 1 and 2. Side by side they go down the back straightaway, and neither driver really giving an inch on who's going to get the run coming in or going out of this corner.
Yeah, I like seeing these guys race side by side here at Miami. Pretty sweet thing to watch.
Yeah, it gets very interesting as the tires start to wear out.
How many sets these guys have?
Oh boy, oh my goodness, this 84 of Bittner on those fresher tires, just splitting the gap there between the 728 and the 53.
The three
There's
wide
five.
action. I like it.
5 sets of tires total tonight, so
Okay. That should be plenty.
yeah, that's plenty for a 110 lap race.
Tom said Anderson looked for them gloves. And then what's OYO in parentheses? You're going to have to help me with that one.
I don't know. I don't know what the kids are up to these days. I can't interpret that one. Maybe it's code. Maybe it's an owl.
It might be just my mind.
Is
but
it
might be
eyes?
cleavage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm confused
not
with
sure.
that one. It's probably the Chinese code from the balloon. He's sending it up.
It's the balloon.
Oh my god.
He's commanding the balloon.
He's got a hold of the balloon. He hit the code.
13 of Chris Klein making it look easy out there in his Toyota paint scheme. I like it when the guys pick something that's not the standard Chevy Arca car. You know, these guys running you'll see a Ford Taurus scheme now and then, or a Toyota or a Dodge. Pretty cool.
It's the one of Welch able to get around the 15 of Finch Short, who's now is trying to stay out in front. He's going around the 19 of Cole Larson right now, but The 69 of Larry Dickerson trying to make a little bit of a comeback here after starting pretty up close to the front, but the big gap there now forming.
Oh, the radio is very active now with guys calling out those pits.
This is where it's going to get pretty interesting.
You got to be aware that contact is very possible on this pit lane as well.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, Josh Kelleher getting a little wide there before coming on safely into the pits with Timothy Pope and Brian Neff. Looks like here comes your race leader of Zach Millett sliding his way on in now.
And blending back onto the track, that's going to cause an issue too.
Kelleher missing his pit box there, having to reposition.
Zach Millett's down. Jeff Ottinger. Slim Bowden. They're slowly starting to complete the cycle here. We still got a few that are out front here that haven't come down yet.
Eric Welch calling it out. Vince Short calling it out. So is Albert Anderson, America's driver. They're all calling their pits.
Dylan Bryant's going to keep on making laps out there, I guess. Oh, nope, he's in now as well. Dickerson, your lone holdout right now. Chris Klein up there with him as well. Those guys won't be long. They're got to be getting real close on fuel.
Yeah, Robert Amaral is in that grouping as well as the 60 of Brian Neff goes around him here, and Amaral staying on out right now, moving on up for the meantime, a third place spot.
I've done this before. I think Dylan Bryant didn't know that he had the cursor in the chat thing because it says T T T T T T T T T T T in the driver chat.
Oh, that happens.
Or I'm like, how come I can't type? How come it's not working? I end up typing a whole bunch of, B's and S's and stuff into the Discord. Got a couple guys that are coming out to blend. That's kind of makes me nervous when you see guys blending back on the track when there's other traffic out there.
Yeah, so, but you mess up with your texting. Who's out there on the front stretch? Was that Pope? Yeah, somebody was parked on my screen.
He's parked?
Yeah.
Oh, he is parked
Pope.
On
the track.
The apron. He's parked down on the apron. The yellow's out.
I don't know what happened.
Why is the yellow out? Because he was parked on the apron?
Yeah, he just stuck. I don't know.
But his car is running. They're going to look at that, I bet.
I wonder if he was having a computer issue and the safest thing for him there was to pull off down and just get out of the way. And I agree with
a hardware issue.
Yeah, I agree with you. Normally, iRacing wouldn't throw a caution for that. However, I guess it was deemed
He's there long enough. Yeah.
Deemed to be a problem.
Well, I'm glad, honestly, because now they're going to stack back up, and we're going to have a little bit more of a chance at that number 315. Somebody's going to have to take a run at him early because he is blowing everybody out of the water.
So it looks like the most fuel mileage we've seen out of a tank. Chris Klein did 44 laps before he came down to pit. Most of the field coming in around lap 42. A couple a little bit earlier. A couple short pitters out there. Cole Larson, one of them.
Josh Kelleher is going to be your lucky dog. Oh, Welch spun is what Tom's telling us.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was focused on...
I did not see that.
I was watching Pope's car sitting there.
It was like, staring into the sun or staring into the Chinese balloon in the sky. You just... Car sitting on the track, you're looking at it and wondering why it's sitting there. And we missed the other action,
we
apparently.
missed the other one. It's watching the magician's hand when you should be looking at the hat with the rabbit in it. Larry Dickerson on the radio asking who's doing the broadcast tonight. We are, Larry. We are.
Yeah, Larry, it's like on YouTube right now. You can check it out if you want to watch. We're live.
We are live. Here comes short down pit lane. Several drivers, I think they're just going to see if they can cram as much gas in there as they can. Yeah, Tom, we appreciate the info there. We were able to go back and look at it. Thank you very much for being all over that for us. Did you hear that, Adam?
News. Breaking news here. Derek Welch says he was watching the news and spun out.
He's watching the Chinese balloon float.
It
He
probably,
lost control of his car.
probably he had a bad thought in his mind, and the Chinese balloon went ahead and fried his controller just for a split
maybe
second,
so.
or his gear, and sent the shockwaves down, so he had to crash.
Why are we sure that this is the Chinese and not aliens?
Well, because they've admitted that, yeah, it's their weather balloon, quote unquote. So, I don't think the aliens would have better stuff than a balloon, you know? Why are they gonna have a balloon? They have like a disc with some people, like little people type things in it spinning
That's
around.
just movies, though. Here comes Tim Pope probably trying to top off with fuel as well. It's the movies, man. This ain't that movie where the big walking things come down and start shooting lasers at people.
A movie, or is it real?
Maybe. Uh-oh. Some of these guys getting a black flag for pitting. Sounds like a glitch in iRacing. Black flagging these guys for coming back down pit lane to top off the fuel. The pits are not closed at this point. That's very strange.
Brown, is everything okay? Did you freeze yet, or you're still with us?
Oh no, I'm still with you. I'm probably gonna have to get up here in a second to go check something out, but no,
Okay.
we're still here. But we had a little bit of movement down there, just watching people try to figure some things on out.
Pete McGowan says stuff happens in New Jersey all the time. Is that aliens? Is that what she's talking about?
Aliens.
You know, and to answer your question, are they, you know,
Green flags out.
Well, that's
green
weird.
flags up? But I guess a little miscommunication. I think people were expecting it to come, yellow to come back out just to get their field reset, and then the pace car would come back down. But 315 out to the early lead here once again. Single file restart. Kind of messing things. I don't want to say
Yeah,
messing
for
things
sure.
up, but definitely causing a little bit of an issue for these drivers with that miscommunication. But what probably was they didn't get down onto pit road that first go around, and so they all entered into a quote unquote closed pit for that driver, because they didn't come on down that first available lap.
Well, the good thing is they went ahead and cleared those black flags, because I don't think a lot of these guys realized it was going to be a single file restart.
Oh, big crash.
Contact.
15.
15
15's
and
out.
60.
Why didn't that cause a problem?
Now both guys continuing to drive as straight as they. Oops, that's the wrong button. Go to here.
Earl Larson upset that there wasn't a caution thrown there, but iRacing deemed it not caution worthy, like apparently.
Ooh, the 60 just got loose and went smack down right into the 15 of Vince Short, who was looking like a pretty good contender here tonight.
Well, he was. That one's going to hurt.
And unfortunately, nothing he could do for that one. And we head on down for another caution here. I'm going to be stepping away real quick. We're pretty much right there at... Oh, is it still... Oh, it's still green flag racing.
I'm caution.
So... Oh, caution. Sorry, it's so cold I have no idea what the heck I'm doing anymore. Either way, still some great racing here with Derek Welsh and Double O Joe Bennett as they go nose to tail racing down that front straightaway here. That one machine. We're going to stay out in front of Double O Joe. Already up 4 spots on the day into that top 10 from the man from Jacksonville.
Also, side by side right here from Pope and Slim Bowden.
Pope on a very much separated lap. I think he's about 2 laps down here, trying to climb his way back up through the field. That caution came out good because he was really struggling there, even with new tires, with old tires. It didn't matter. It's kind of like a timeout, right, in the middle of a sport game, a little sport ball game, where you can get reset, get your mind back into it, head on back out there. Still a long way to go. I mean, we're just approaching halfway point now.
Good to see these guys racing so well out here, and only with a single caution here so far. Whoa, Derek Welch dirt tracking it there, coming out of 4. But yeah, guys being pretty civil out there here so far. But man, we talked about it in the promo today about we're coming down to the end of the season here shortly. That's going to ramp up some aggression, ramp up some drama here. NTRL Arca series. That's all, folks. I can't talk today.
You're having problems.
Oh, Bittner with the back end hanging out a little bit.
Well, he did try to turn that thing around. He kept it straight, but I like the new logo he's got on the back of that thing. TrackDogsRacing.com. It's a cool looking new logo, almost like a kind of throwback type of thing on the.
Well, we got what did we say? 3 more races after tonight, I think, left in the season.
Well, looking ahead to the schedule, we got Dover, Dega, Martinsville, and then Vegas.
Okay, so there's 4.
All lined up here. As this field's starting to get a little paced out once again. However, that 19 of Cole Larson trying to catch up to that back bumper of the 62.
Zach Millett, I think he's just managing gap. I don't think he's running as fast as he can run, even in tire save mode. I think he's just managing gap to the second place Carl Bryant. He's obviously worked out how to race this track very, very well.
84 and the Double O go side by side. Just up in there in front of them is the 1 of DW and the 13 of Chris Klein.
Go. Found an alien emoji.
Wait, really? Are they talking about aliens?
Well, I was. Who's they?
Them.
Are them talking about aliens? I watched the X-Files. I know what's going on.
That's just scratching the surface. You don't know about time travelers and all this other stuff we got going on too.
What?
Okay.
Color me intrigued.
Well, I don't want to talk about it right now.
I can't handle that kind of truth, huh?
Yeah, and I don't want to put it out here that I might be labeled as some kind of nut.
My clearance expired years ago. I don't know nothing anymore.
I know nothing anyway.
That's
all I know is 90
19.
just got hit by the 19. Yeah, I know that. Cole Larson just tried to spank Daniel Baker.
He apologized on the radio, said, "Hey, my bad, 90, didn't mean to do that."
I didn't hear any response on that one either.
These guys are hyper focused. 3 wide here. Larson on the top. Kelleher in the middle. Neff down low. They were able to sort that out quickly.
Yeah, well, it's still kind of transfiguring itself here. These guys continue to get some runs. I got to step away here for a quick second. Got some heating issues going on right now, but you guys take it over just for a quick moment.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man, burn whatever you got to burn to stay alive. That's all.
He's not gonna like what happens when he's not here. It's like giving the kids the keys to the Corvette. Listen, let's start talking about this Chinese balloon thing again. I think Pate McGowan's on board.
She's got an interesting theory. She thinks it's a failed gender reveal.
No, that would be
that went bad.
Amazing. I would, and you know what?
Those things got out.
But they got so far out of hand with these gender reveal things. Here's what happened at gender reveal when I was a kid. You know, hey, we're having a kid. Cool. And when the kid,
you know
born,
what it is? Yes.
Yeah. Here,
it's a boy. All right.
Here's a blue fake gum cigar.
Right.
And then, there you go. Or
a real cigar with a blue ribbon tied around.
Yeah, that's it. The end. There was no blowing things up or turning cows pink. And
the burnout one is kind of cool. You ever seen the burnout one where there's either pink or blue smoke?
I mean, okay, but it's a little too much. I'm not. That's why we're getting assaulted by the Chinese right now in their balloon, because they think we're idiots. And we are. We're letting it happen to us.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah. We're too
90 running it.
Gender reveals.
Oh, 19 super loose once again on the backstretch. Able to stay off of Vince Short there. Good save by Cole Larson. He's still continuing to push that car, though. Look at the 60 and the 90 side by side here.
Yeah, they're
battling it out. The
camera's
camera's going to catch it here.
Well, we
Director
don't have
stepped away for a minute.
Yeah, there's.
I don't know if he has it set on most exciting or what.
I don't think so. They're sideways.
Oh, contact between the 60 and the 90.
Yeah.
That's clogging up the works here for Vince Short and the 19 of Larson. They try to negotiate that. I think we caught some of that on the camera. It's hard to see what's being shown on the broadcast just because of the delay.
Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah, I think it does pick it up. He's got it on there picking all that stuff up.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Delay. I mean, why can't we just go live? They don't trust us or what?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's just takes that long to get through the wickets.
It's probably even lower because it's got to go from his home base to the satellite.
Who's his? Who?
You know, the guys. And then it goes through the satellite thing. And it's getting interfered with this Chinese balloon. So it's taking a little extra time tonight.
It's short. Looks like he's kind of fighting a tight condition now. He slid up the track all the way to the wall. I don't know if that's a tight race car or just using all the racetrack. May have been one of those situations where he's letting it drift up there. Try to get a good run off.
Huh.
I hope Alan Brown gets his heater situation figured out. New Hampshire's getting battered right now with some terribly cold temperatures. Well, a lot of the Northeast is, I reckon.
I think it was minus 20-something below zero with the wind chill currently.
With the wind chill, yeah.
It's like -3, just... This is Fahrenheit.
Ambient, yeah.
You know, we still use Fahrenheit instead of Celsius like all those other losers.
We do have some Canadian viewers that use the metric system.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean they're the losers. I just meant, like...
Sure.
The imperial system is just so much better than the metric system.
Doesn't make any sense how it's set up, though.
I know, but we know how to use it so that we like it.
We're stubborn.
I don't want to do meters, man. Yeah?
Parking meter?
Well, yeah, no, like a meter versus yard.
Oh, yeah, I got you. These guys continue to race. There's a lot of single file action out here. We're getting pretty spread out on this long green flag run. However, got to start thinking in the back of your mind here, getting ready mentally for the next pit stop that should be upcoming in, say, about 20 laps. Maybe a little bit later, maybe 25.
What, the next pit stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, anywhere. I think we're going to see some here in 10
Oh,
to
okay.
15.
Yep. I did the math wrong. Yeah. 10
Yeah.
or 15 laps.
10 or
Yeah,
15 laps.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're not good at math. No big deal.
I didn't take
Now
my shoes off, so I couldn't count properly.
Well, Josh Bittner's coming in right now. He just called it out. It's short pitting, looks like.
So Josh Bittner, probably one of the latest. Well, he's kind of in the middle of the fit. He pitted lap 45. I think he was one of the guys that came back in, crammed more fuel in there. He might be hurting for tires, but whatever his strategy, he's committed to it. Coming down pit lane by himself in the 84 machine. Some of these guys might just have it metered out just right where they're gonna stop regardless of what's going on the racetrack or what other drivers do. Some people just stick to their strategy no matter what. Other guys base their strategy off of what the other cars are doing. Oh, if he pits, I'm going to pit. Or if he pits, I'm going to do the opposite. And, kind of cross your fingers, hope for the best. But Josh Bittner now coming out of pit lane.
Well, here's what probably the best comment of the night, just in my personal opinion. Peyton McGowan, she calls our system the Imperial system, the yards and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's called units of freedom.
Freedom units.
I love it.
So there's
That's
a
right.
guy, I watch his YouTube channel and listen to his podcast. He's out of New Zealand.
Dan Bakerstown. Go ahead.
And he always refers to, metric, but then he'll say, but I'm going to put it in freedom units up here in the corner of the screen so all you guys watching can see,
So
when I talk
even
about
he knows.
leaders. Even he knows, yeah. He's good stuff. It's pretty fun.
But are we really free? I think we got it better than most, but I think we could work on a
Sure.
couple things.
Yeah, we could definitely.
This Bill Gates of the world need to go away. This guy, I never voted for that guy. Did you ever vote for Bill Gates?
No, I didn't. but I
Why
voted
is he running this whole country partially?
I'm
Who'd
not
you
sure.
vote for?
We've got. I voted to watch some great racing tonight, and we're getting some right now. The one knocking on the back door, trying to get around Tim Pope here. Tim Pope 2 laps down right now, but he's holding his own out there, trying to stay where he's at, hoping against hope that he can get some positions back. I'm amazed how much he's struggling. Oh, the one really loose there. Derek Welch, currently in 6th position. I don't know for how much longer. It looks like he's abused those tires a little bit. Chris Klein has caught up to him. Chris Klein in that Toyota right on his back bumper.
Let's see, I'm looking at results screen. Let me see. We have 5 cars at least a lap down. Unfortunately, Timothy Pope is 2 laps down, which is odd to see him in that position.
Yeah, that's not what we usually see out of him. But yeah, we got 4 guys that are going to be fighting for that lucky dog. Should we get another caution here? It's currently lap 76. We've got a little ways to go here.
We do.
One of Derek Welch riding the wall there. At some point, I'm once again working with a delay here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's hard to.
I can't see what you guys are seeing there at home on YouTube.
It's just bouncing back and forth. Now it's on the, hood of the car. Is that Odinger's car? He's been banished. Throw him into the land of misfit toys for the night. Wrong number.
Yeah, Larson kind of pushed up the track a little bit there.
on his pursuit here of Vincent Short. Kind of giving the 73 a little bit of a run behind him here.
Isn't it just hard to follow when they've spread themselves out this far? It really,
It really is, because you can only see one or two cars in a shot at one point, and it's hard to kind of tell where they're at on the track and what's going on. Timothy Pope, super loose there, able to save once again. He looks like he scraped the back, the right rear quarter panel on the wall. iRacing has added some sparks and stuff for us now, and some tire smoke when they contact the sidewall with the concrete.
Yeah, we've spread out so far now. I'm lost. Especially without our fearless leader. How do we even do it? We couldn't do this without Brown.
No, we could never do it without Brown. We've attempted it before when I had all that software on my computer, but it was nowhere near the quality we get.
No, he holds it together.
Here in the ship here, yeah.
Yeah, he puts us back on focus, you know. Sometimes we get talking about Chinese balloons and knife art and all kinds of craziness.
Gloves that are too small. Well, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Talk about all the things here.
Well, Chris Klein is looking real good.
Yeah, he is.
Sitting 6th spot. Did he just pass Odinger?
Yeah, he motored right around in there.
Good for him.
Outside line.
I couldn't tell that was Odinger because he didn't have the right number in his car. I don't know if you
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Josh Bittner right there. He is the first car one lap down, so that is not for position, but Josh out there racing his heart out. It doesn't matter if he's a lap down. It doesn't matter if he's the cars he's racing with right now are for position or not. He's going to go out there and give it his best effort every time here. And the driver of the 84. TrackDogsRacing.com, one of our sponsors here at NTRL. Got some great swag over there. What you said? It's trackdogs.net. He bought that domain name.
He's buying everything. It's like he's taking over the internet world, man. Yeah, he bought that, so it'll still take you to trackdogsracing.com. So if you go to trackdogs, I guess if you're lazy, you just go to trackdogs.net.
You want to type as much?
Less typing. It takes you to the same place.
Typer, so.
Yeah, it'd probably be good for somebody like you that's not as bright as the average guy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even do that without feeling bad and laughing
a little bit.
I feel bad. I don't really mean that. It's funny. It's like part of the shtick. You know, everybody doesn't understand. Like, we're friends and we knock each other, and it's kind of like, obviously, you know, I don't really feel that way about you, right?
So here's my motto, and I stick to it. You know, to this day is, you know, when you're somebody's friend, you talk crap to their face, but you talk them up behind their back. See, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. See, there you go. So you already know. But the people at home,
but you're not too dumb that you don't understand that, you know. So.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice. There's a bunch of kind words being thrown out today.
Well, here we go. Those pits are starting now.
Yeah. Brian F's in right now. 73 is about to come in.
Yep.
And he's coming in.
So I don't know about this short pit strategy, whether it's going to work out, whether Josh Bittner's going to cycle back around and he's going to be on the lead lap, but I'm not sure where his track position is going to shake out. It's always a risk kind of being on your own strategy, different than most of the rest of the field. But we've seen that pay off big time. Not just in real life racing, but on iRacing as well. I did it one time, IndyCar race at Indianapolis. I won a race there one time just on pit strategy. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to do my own thing. Let everybody else do what they want.
An IndyCar?
Yep, IndyCar race. Yep.
Were you using that VR thing?
No, this is way before VR. This is
okay.
When I first started on iRacing, and the guy that came in second, he could have got me. He could have wrecked me. Buddy didn't. We were side by side across the line. I beat him by about the width of the front wing. I mean, it was really close.
Zach Millett's down. Larry Dickerson. Jeff Ottinger, Derek Welch.
You know what I think Brown's doing? He's to make heat in his house.
I think he's rounding up all those classified documents and burning them.
How did he get a hold of them? Oh,
Well, I don't know. He's just following the example that was set here recently.
it's true. If you have any at home, you could use them as kindling.
Yeah, if you know the FBI is looking for some, just go home on an unscheduled trip to your beach house and just burn them if you can find some.
Yeah, you're acting like we're all elites here. No, we don't have any of that stuff. Only the elite people have those things.
Timothy Pope coming down into the pits. Tim's having a rare night, isn't he? Oh, look at Zach Millett, a little bit loose, a little bit of contact with the wall.
He is having a rare night. He's still out there though, even though he's damn near last place.
Slim Bowden coming down this time.
Why is his name Slim?
I don't know. That's between him and his buddy.
I mean, is he really slim or is he one of them heftier guys? Is he one of them
I don't
hefty
know.
fellas?
Is
You know
it like
how-
an ironic thing where you got
Yeah.
a giant guy named Tiny? Is that where you're?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Or he maybe
Yeah.
he's really slim. So that's what always confuses me about those.
That's why I
nicknames.
call you Genius all the time.
Caution's out, genius. Oh, let's see who that
Caution
was.
is out. I hear crashing
Welch.
noises, but
Derek Welch.
Jared Welch again?
Yeah, he did. He was
Oh
involved.
man. I'm gonna rewind it back here on my screen. He's self-spun.
Yeah, it was on
He's
his own.
self-spun coming out of turn 4, slid back up the track, contact with the outside wall, and no one else was involved, thankfully.
Oh, he almost got somebody.
Minimal damage, it looks like, on the one. He should be able to get that fixed up pretty easily. Probably not even using a fast repair.
You have 2 fast repairs though. So
Well,
Got
in
that
case of
going
late
for
race action, you don't want to burn one up if you don't need to.
well, we're getting pretty late in this thing now. We're 22 laps out.
Talking to my boss today and joking that might be a good time to buy a balloon and just attach some cardboard thing to the bottom of it that looks kind of fancy and just turn it loose over here. It's like, man, you live next to an Air Force base. That thing ain't going to last. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but then they'll trace
Probably
it
not
back
a
to
good
you
idea.
and they'll charge you with some kind of federal
Yeah.
crime. But
yeah,
the-
probably.
The country that's doing all kinds of crazy stuff to us, they're not going to do anything to them.
No, don't they own all our debt? I mean,
They own pretty much everything. They own
half the farmland in
Uh,
America.
one of the largest. I think it is the largest producer of like bacon, pork.
Bacon comes from pork.
Yeah, Smithfield Farms or whatever. That's owned by them. Yeah. The crap you see on Amarillo. What's that guy's name? Is the hood of his car? He drives the Smithfield.
Eric Almirola.
Yeah, that guy. So he's in bed
Used to
with the
run for
Chinese
Petty.
too. Yeah.
Oh,
No, yeah, he is.
this
I'm-
family
no,
fled communism. They
I'm not saying he knows it or whatever, but that
maybe-
company is owned by the Chinese. I'm sorry to bring you all this bad news. I could only give it to you in doses.
There's no
This is
way
what
anybody's
happens.
still watching this.
No. Nobody's watching. We can't watch when we don't have the leader. The leader keeps us under control and
Yeah.
hits the buttons. So we're sorry you're dealing with this right now. But we're in a caution, so deal with it.
It's where like a wood burning stove would come in handy, You ever have a wood burning stove in your house, or
I
like
love
a
those
beer
potbelly
cave?
stove.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
guess
trying to
they're
put one out
They're
in my
not
shop.
legal everywhere now.
What? Why wouldn't they be legal? What are you talking? California ain't nothing legal there.
Probably fire hazard, man.
They're not a fire hazard. If you've done correctly, you can.
For dumb people, yes, they are.
But I don't
That's what we
care.
gotta
Put the
cater to.
disclaimer on it. That's why you got a disclaimer on everything. No, I'm going to put one out in my shop.
You know what you need in your shop? One of those heaters that burns used motor oil that has like a little needle valve and a dripper on it, and a
I haven't
fan.
seen those. We're
My
going to have to
uncle
talk
built one
about
in
that.
his alignment shop. It's pretty awesome.
Did it
setup.
work pretty good?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
it heats up his shop. He's got a little alignment shop over there in Faraday, Louisiana.
That's where Jerry Lee Lewis is from, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's where he's buried too. In fact, his funeral was held in the same funeral home that my grandpa's was here a couple of years ago. They
That's
were
pretty cool.
childhood. They hung out when they were kids. They had
I
some
mean,
mutual family friends and stuff.
He had a lot of problems in his life, but he was amazing
Yeah, he did.
talent. The
He's
guy,
talented, yeah.
musically, was just unreal. You could listen to stuff today. Even these young kids that listen to this boom boom stuff, sit back and listen to some real music and all that techno. Have you heard this techno crap they got going on? This is ridiculous. Turn on a Jerry Lee Lewis record from anywhere in the 50s, 60s.
And
even
we're not
70s.
saying, just listen to that. You can go back and listen to the tennis shoes in the dryer thing after. Just
Shoes in the dryer. But that's where like a lot of the basis for all this other stuff comes from too, right? I mean, this
sure, man, history.
hardcore stuff.
So a lot of wave arounds here.
Not sure
And,
what's happening out there.
Some black flags were cleared because we had some guys that got flagged for passing under yellow when they didn't. iRacing's got some bugs to work out, I think, but admin's doing the best they can here of taking care of these guys, clearing some black flags. They may be using AdminBoxx. I'm not sure. AdminBoxx, one of our sponsors here for NTRL. It's
Hold
it's
on
like
one
a
of
button.
those.
It's a button box that, guys like Derek Welch running out there, he's an admin, but he's also racing. So it's a button box that you can just reach over and hit short. It's like shortcut keys, but in a button box where you can clear black flags and whatnot. And we're back under green here with 17 laps to go.
Brown, you here?
Sounds like he's not.
No. Oh, somebody just cut wild right turn there into the wall. Who was that?
That looked like, oh, there's another wreck.
Yeah.
Parts are flying here. Why is there no yellow flag there? I know there was
There is now. isn't
traffic
there?
there. No, we are
Well,
still green here.
So the 13 fresh
Oh,
tires
man.
cuts loose right into the wall, destroys his car.
53 wrecked as well.
Yep.
Separate incident, I believe.
Bowden. Oh, lost the front clip. And they're still
Bumper
going.
sliding across the track. I have no clue why iRacing did not throw a caution there.
That is pretty wild.
Great side-by-side action here on the track. Oh, 70! Oh, we got the big one.
Yeah,
Now
that's
they'll
something
throw the
right
caution.
there.
Robert
Rubber and roll.
Einroll in the Jack Daniels car.
He took the blame.
Yeah, Dickerson, 00 Joe Bennett. That was a pretty big deal there. That's going to throw a wrench in some of these guys' strategy, and it's going to stack the field back up. These guys are going to restart with about 10 laps to go.
And are we restarting single file on everything here?
I guess I don't know
Why?
why it's set up that way. I have no idea. Let me look at the track info. I have no idea, man. I do know that iRacing has a setup to where if certain conditions are met during a race, it'll automatically switch to single file restarts. But from the get-go, I think the first restart was single file, if I'm not mistaken. This has just been a rare night, folks. A lot of stuff
That's
happening.
Well, and let's just be honest. Our headquarters in New Hampshire, English and I are not
It's a
from New
blizzard.
Hampshire, but
Yeah.
the boss man is there, and he may
AFK.
Be frozen. He may be frozen solid
Probably
outside.
trying to fix his heater or something there, and
Oh.
which is important, man. Family first, right?
Oh
This
yeah,
is-
don't worry about
Look,
this.
this is just a this is just a job we do, and it's important to take care of your family and stuff. So
What Peyton McCowan does not like New Jersey.
she said New Jersey's got to go. Why?
Well, I mean, you have to have an armpit. I mean, you have to have one. So we'll just keep it as New Jersey.
I mean, you can't take away the place where Davidson Builders does all their business.
Well, yeah, I
Northern New
don't.
Jersey, Davidson Builders. If you check out their website, Davidson-Builders.com, check out the gallery. Check out the work that crew does. They use top-notch materials and faucets and everything you need to do a remodel or an addition on your house. They use top quality stuff. Ooh, a little bit of bottlenecking coming into the pit lane there.
I wish she'd come down here and fix my shop up like I want it. Full remodel.
All these general contractors, especially the good ones, they network. They talk to each other. They go to trade shows. They know who the good guys are. Might be able to refer you somebody.
Sure. So TomTom says iRacing is making that single file call.
Okay.
The league is not set up for that. I've never seen that before, but
I've seen that situation at least once or twice. I don't recall what the situation was. But yeah, iRacing said, that they were had something to do with the alignment or something. I can't remember. It's like the order, if the order of cars is out of whack more than a couple of times, it'll
oh, that's what's
It'll do
happening.
it.
I guess I see. iRacing. These guys.
just a glitch.
Maybe they're freezing up there too. They got to be. It's all New England, right? That's where they're from.
iRacing's down to Boston. I don't know what server we're on currently.
Until
I know they have
frozen
an
one.
East and a West server.
We're on the frozen server, man. Everybody knows that.
Check this out, Turner. I mean,
Right.
Josh Bittner's pit strategy seems to have paid off in dividends. He's in the 5th position now, up 10 spots, and he's got newer tires than about half the field. So his little pit strategy worked out really well here. I think the caution may have helped him some, but how about that? Josh Bittner in his short pit strategies paid off
Well,
10 positions for him. And
you know
top
what?
five.
You know what else helped him though?
So,
He's laid off the Fireball tonight.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Well,
now we're double file here. Anyway,
Are we now?
it is now.
My goodness. Come on, iRacing. Do better.
Yeah, I like it. Double file.
Well, I'm glad to
Better.
see it. I like seeing the double file restart here. It lets me know that we're about to get back to racing. And here we go, folks. Your front row remain unchanged here for a little while. Zach Millett continuing to dominate here. Dylan Bryant on the outside. Row 2, Albert Anderson and Vince Short. Pace cars down. Green flags out. Here we go. Back racing once again. 10 laps to go here at Miami. Millett, great restart. Pulls away from Anderson and Dylan Bryant there. Vince Short looking to the inside, looking to take second place away from America's driver. He just may do it here. Zach Millett just pulls away. Golly, it's like he's got 20 extra horsepower. Single
Yeah, I don't
file
know what-
behind Anderson and Bryant, but they continue to battle side by side.
But what is he doing in that 315? What is he doing so
Winning.
much better than everybody else?
He might be winning tonight. That's a little early to say, but
I think
he might
well,
be
I mean,
winning tonight. That's what he's doing.
How is he that much faster though? That's what I don't understand.
Look, man, a lot of it's experience, I'm sure, but
Oh,
we've talked to guys that are just
747.
naturally gifted here. What you got there from
740.
Anderson?
he dipped down and doored Vince Short, America's driver.
Didn't they get into it earlier and Albert apologized and now they're
I think
into it
so.
again? Oh,
I
mercy.
think so.
Some paint swapping there.
Yeah, and I don't know. It didn't look intentional, but definitely happened.
Well, these guys continue to be single file for the most part in the middle of the field. Here comes Chris Klein looking to the inside, 00 Joe Bennett. They'll be side by side going into the turns. Jeff Ottinger wants a piece of that as well as he looks down low on 00 Joe.
Oh, Albert's sideways. Lost all the momentum he had gained on bench short.
Oh, the one of Welch wrecking again onto the apron. He's trying to get him. He's trying to keep it below the white line there to keep the caution from coming out, and he does so. He's had a rough night tonight as well. That's about the third or fourth spin we've seen out of the one. And guess what? Traffic's coming up on him. Derek with a rough one here tonight. Cole Larson still trapped one lap down so far, but he is your lucky dog. Should we get another? No, now it's Rich Blake. Rich Blake now your first car one lap down. We're coming down to it here. There'll be 6 to go when they cross the line up here.
Man. There's a little bit of stuff happening here. Josh Bittner still moving on up. He's up 11 now. He's past Albert Anderson into 4th.
Oh, 60 and F. Sparks flies. He gets into the outside wall and rides it for a while. He's going to lose a couple spots here. Oh, 00 Joe had to check up to keep from spinning the 60. 69, Larry Dickerson just trying to keep it out of the wall. What you got there, bud?
Josh Bittner is trying to make a move on the 15 of Vince Short for 3rd place.
Jeez, I made it back just in time. The pilot light.
Oh, you did.
Thank you. Pilot light went out, was able to get it back here, but we are back with the final 5 laps of racing action here at Miami Homestead as the 84 and the 15 go side by side down and across the line. The 84 taking that 3rd place spot away from the 15. But here comes the Vince Short back on through, looking down low here, doing a little do-si-do battling for one of these final podium spots.
Just talking about how he fought his way up through the field, and that early pit strategy kind of paid off for him here late.
It definitely looks like it's paying off for him now. Up 12 spots, just barely hanging on here for 3rd. 4 laps left to go now. Zach Millett, that lead not as big as what it was when I first left here. Definitely not as far out in front. Dylan Bryant trying to run him down here in the final few laps. Vince Short still side by side though with the 747 of Albert Anderson.
Glad you got your heat figured out. That might be why it was so hard to maintain temperature in the house. The pilot light went out. Y'all might have just not known about it.
Man,
Glad y'all got that figured out. It's that cold up there is dangerous right now.
I ain't kidding here. Is still side by side go the 747 and the 15. That's allowing the 84 and the 03 to kind of step away here for just a second. Here comes that 76 of Ottinger side by side with the 13 of Chris Klein side by side still as I head on down through turns 1 and 2. You also got Albert just breaking. Excuse me, that's the 15 of Vince Short just breaking away from that 747 of Anderson. Dickerson trying to get his nose up in here in some of this action too. He wants to try to race somebody for some position spots right now as Ottinger still side by side with Chris Klein.
84 of Benton are still chewing at positions here. He is your biggest mover here so far. He's got 6 lap fresher tires than 2nd and 1st place.
Yeah, he had something figured out tonight. He must have had a little plan going into this thing. And it's all working out for him so far. Fingers crossed, we are getting close to the end of this thing.
Indeed, and by getting close, here it is. White flag is out, and away we go here. The final lap at this race here at Homestead. Millett out there with about a 2nd lead, but we still got people going side by side. We've got Klein and Ottinger side by side. Dickerson and Anderson going side by side for 5th and 6th. Bittner hanging on to that 3rd and final podium spot, but the 15 of Vince Short is going to try to make a lunge here as the 315 comes on out of turns 3 and 4, picks up the win here tonight. Bryant in 3rd and Bryant in 2nd, Bittner in 3rd. Vince Short just coming up a little shy there. Anderson able to hold off the charging. Dickerson was able to just sneak that bumper around Anderson here to pick up a spot there in 5th.
Yeah, 7-Eleven cheering for Short out there. Vincent came up a little bit short here tonight. I've been waiting to use that one. As
impressive.
Bittner did beat him out by about 0.4 of a second.
Vince Short had a good race, was battling it with Albert a couple times. Solid race, just come a touch short. Bittner, we don't always see him in the podium, so it's good to see him up here.
It's been a long time since we really talked to him here on the broadcast, and I know Peyton McGowan is very happy about it. We're going to get to talk to him tonight.
Indeed, but how about that? Pretty good driving from these drivers here tonight. Just a handful of cautions out there, and we were able to get our way right on through this race here tonight.
Yeah, we had a couple should have been cautions as well here late as well, and it just kind of blows my mind how stuff can happen right in front of other drivers in iRacing and doesn't throw a caution. But
yeah,
it's an imperfect system. I mean, it's probably one of the best simulators out there.
Oh, it is the best. No, it's the best.
I don't doubt that.
But Brown, don't rewatch this thing. We had trouble when you were gone. I'm not gonna lie, we were struggling. So don't rewatch the part where you weren't here because it wasn't very good. Just FYI.
All right. Well, I will keep that in mind while we hang out here, waiting for the drivers to join up into that podium chat.
Oh, 7-Eleven trick said, "Good race, guys. Watch out for them balloons."
Now that's something I can get on board with. I'm really concerned about this second Chinese balloon. I'm gonna have to get on my Googler machine and see what kind of information they actually let me know about before I go into the deep area of research. I don't want to do that just yet.
The deep Googling.
Yeah.
You might even refer to
Googling.
Ask Jeeves. That's how deep your search is going to go.
Ask Jeeves. Wow, that is going deep.
I don't even know what that is. That from like the 90s or something?
That was 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
But
I'll ask him.
Either way, we can get these interviews started off. Starting us off with our second place finisher, the 03 of Dylan Bryant. Started up towards the front and finishing up there. Dylan, you had a heck of a race. Made your way back up through a couple spots there earlier on, and then found yourself in some good fights. And now you find yourself here on the second step of that podium, man. Good job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Shoot, the first 15 laps was probably like a practice session. I never ran the Arca cars here. I really don't run the Arca cars much at all, and I've never been to Homestead, so it was a learning curve. It took me about 15 laps to figure it out, and when Albert and Vince passed me, they kind of showed me where I was messing up at, so I just used it, and you know, I got back around them too, and yeah, and I was in second for the majority of the night.
Well, learn by doing, right? So you go out there and you learn something, pick up some different lines. I used to race with a guy, Greg Klein, that I'd sit behind him and watch him. I was like, well, he's doing a super early entry and he's making it work, so I'll do that, and I'll pick up things here and there. And you did a great job learning out there tonight, Dylan. But that 03, that awesome Bud, we love that black Budweiser paint that you run. That 03 Bud car is pretty fast here every week. So, maybe maybe you ought to give yourself a little credit there. You know how to wheel a race car. You're not just learning off everybody else. But talk about the rest of the playoffs here, what you guys got coming up.
Well, this is probably my one and only race for the rest of the playoffs as I work a lot on Fridays, and I just happened to take a vacation day. So I jumped on here to have some fun. I'm not even into playoffs or anything, but I just wanted to race with everybody that I love to race with, but I had to kind of give respect to the ones that are racing for a championship, and hopefully I didn't cause anybody any pain for finishing one spot B. Like if I want to end here, Vince might have would have got a top three and stuff. So I hope they don't mind me stopping by.
Well, you did a good job stopping by tonight. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Just first and foremost, Derek. He does a lot for NTRL and putting up with us and babysitting us and stuff. And want to give a shout out to Larry Dickerson, my teammate. I think he got a top 5. He kind of got spun out towards the end, and I guess he put on some fresh tires and stuff. So I'm glad that he got a top 5 out of it, and into AAA broadcasting. Y'all do an awesome job, and y'all haven't seen my paint scheme for Sunday night yet because I got I won't end the picture at Dega, but I do have y'all's logo on my side of my car by the exhaust sump. So yeah. So
appreciate it, man. I wish we could pay you for that, but
oh, that's all right. It's fine, guys.
That beer
it's
money's
fine.
scarce,
Oh
Yeah.
For sure.
We're running low.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. Thank you very much. We're gonna have to take a look at that.
Oh yeah. And then of course all the sponsors on that helps y'all out. Track Bar, Media, AdminBoxx, JPD, Graphics, Sim Gear, Davidson Builders, everybody that has anything to do with NTRL. I love the league. I love everything about it. And hopefully if I get my schedule back straight, I can be racing during the week with the next gen cars. I can't do the trucks now, but Arca cars, and I can't wait until we start up Gen 6. But I got a championship to win on Sunday nights first.
Yes, sir, indeed. Well, congratulations on the second place finish either way here, Dylan. Had a heck of a race underway here, and we look forward to seeing you back out here in action on Sunday nights. And yeah, please hurry up. Tell those bosses, hey man, I got a race on Friday nights. I don't know why you need me to come on in.
That's right. I tried to.
Now, man, go enjoy this second place, and we'll see you later.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
We'll step down the podium here for just a second, doing a very, very slow Polish victory lap, but that's okay, because he's going to be your hard charger of the evening, and that is the 84 of Josh Bittner, making his return to the Arca cars, and pulling on up here into a podium spot here, up 12 spots there, Josh. So you had yourself a pretty good night fighting and clawing your way up that leaderboard.
I think I was second slowest in practice and only churned a couple laps. It's been a long couple weeks off for me and these. Just had some other real life commitments going on. Haven't been able to hop in it, and I really missed it. But it was a ton of fun. Messing around, strategizing, and have just the end of this race was an absolute blast between Albert and Vince. The three of us were really duking it out there for third. We all wanted that podium, and it was fun to be on the receiving end of some good fortune tonight.
Well, we touched on it some during the broadcast, but when it comes down to it, this is a game that everybody gets together and plays and stuff. It's a way to unwind and get away from the rigors of life, but family comes first, commitments come first, work comes first. We just talked to Dylan about that, but man, you show up so often, and getting trackdogsracing.com out there. It was great to see you on the podium tonight. We're pumped that you were able to get a good finish tonight, starting way back in 15th place. So great recovery. I love the idea of the pit strategy of, well, I'm going to do something different and just see how it works out. And that short pitting thing worked out great for you tonight. Congrats on that, man. Congrats on being on the podium.
Thank you. Yeah, it was, I really had no speed, and I was watching, I felt like I had enough speed early on in the run, but I had no long run speed because I wasn't backing up my corners and towards the end, I started backing up my corners. I think that's what really helped me, stay up more towards the front, given I had a couple laps fresher tires. But early on, I said, you know what, the heck with it. I'll just go down pit road a couple laps earlier. I think I went the earliest I could. So it was like 30 and maybe 70 the second time, just, putting myself in the right spot and going down pit road every time there was yellow, getting fresh tires and getting a little bit of an edge. And at the end, that really played out for me great. Got lucky.
Oh, you had a heck of a run up 12 spots. I disagree with English a little bit. This is not a game. This is a simulation, so it's pretty close to
I knew
real
that
life.
was coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are we living in a simulation though?
Oh, yeah, we are. This is actually Sim World, run by the Chinese balloon man, apparently.
Matrix. This is the Matrix, man.
Yeah, but no, great job. You got out of the sim tonight and got into like a fun sim, let's put it that way, here in iRacing. Good job. You got some more shout outs.
Yeah, absolutely. First, I want to thank you guys. Always appreciate you and helping me out where I can. And I like to help you guys out too. On the website, trackdogsracing.com, or now we also have trackdogs.net for those that it's harder to memorize. We got some AAA merch up there too, so any merch that's bought, all proceeds go right to you guys. All profits go right to you guys.
Oh,
So we got a hat and a shirt up right now. Gotta make some more AAA merch. Gotta get some shirts with you
that,
guys'
man.
faces on it or something. Oh yeah, I appreciate you guys. But also guys that have me, Thumb Thumbs. Derek puts on a heck of a show. Always a props to him and his admin team. I think Joe Bennett's part of it. I forget who their entire team is. Apologize, but those guys, every time I show up and run something, it's well run. Bunch of good dudes. Love racing here. And of course, can't do it without Peyton, her support. And Peyton, Albert told me to tell you that he said hi. So hopefully she's still watching. But no, just a great night, and it was really fun.
And it definitely looked like it there, Josh. Finding your way up onto that podium, up 12 spots. Heck of a drive from you there in that Track Dogs Racing Machine, man. Congratulations. Go ahead and enjoy the weekend here with that podium finish here. We can't wait to see you back out here in track on track in action here once again, buddy.
Thanks. And one more thing, guys. Sorry, I just forgot to mention
Go.
Ricky Wittenberg with D&D Race Graphics. He's been doing some cool AI work. Ricky made this ball and paint scheme for me. I think he's been taking a little bit of a break from the paint scheme side, but if you guys are looking for some avatars, if you're in certain Discords, you might see guys using really cool art photos. There's a good chance that he made that. So make sure to check out D&D Race Graphics on Facebook. He makes some really cool things. Always appreciate Ricky and his support and our friendship too.
Awesome, man. Yeah, no, definitely can't forget about the Rickster.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and so with that, we will move on up to tonight's race winner. And no surprise here, it's the 315 of Zach Millett. And Zach, I unfortunately missed the just about almost the entire second half of this thing. I was able to catch the end of it, but what are you doing letting people being mean and teasing them and thinking they have a chance, letting people to get close to you like that? When I last saw you, you were up there, 10 seconds clear of everybody.
Well, that was kind of an experiment on that first stint there. I wanted to see how I could push that set of tires and see how bad I could kill him, and I definitely killed him. But yeah, we're making pretty good pace there.
Well, the great thing is when you're great at a track and you're leading, you can just have that relative box pulled up and just manage gap. You have to worry a lot less about your tire wear because that's kind of take care of itself, right? You're just managing gap at that point, and you're not, running the rubber off of that thing. But great job out there managing your tires, and I'm pretty sure, me and Adam were talking about it. They're going to have to tech the hell out of that car because look, even on restarts, man, you were just stepping away from them. Great job out there tonight picking up this win. Congrats.
Thanks, man. I think it's got a little good luck in it. I picked up a new Camaro paint scheme from old HBR TV's Steve Singer, and I think it's got a little more horse under the hood.
I know you were tearing it up tonight. I mean, from front to finish, you dominated this thing. Who would you like to give some shout-outs to?
I'd like to thank you guys at AAA Broadcasting, of course, for the broadcasts. They're always fun to go back and watch. Derek and the guys behind the NTRL, everything they do to keep these leagues going, they're a hell of a lot of fun to jump in and race. HBR TV, Track Bar Media, and shoot me a follow over on Twitch at that S4 guy that we definitely didn't stream again tonight.
Well,
I
man,
didn't realize that was a Camaro paint. I'm looking at it now. Yep, it sure was. I totally missed that, but yeah, it's a great paint that Steve hooked you up with.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of them, I guess. He's got like the Mustang, the Camaro, the Supra. Might have to try the Supra and see what that looks
I
like.
got to follow him on trading paints now.
Yeah, he's got a heck of a collection on there.
well, either way, Zach, definitely making a showing out here, joining these guys here a little late, but you're definitely making your name known up there with another win to add to your belt, man. Congratulations. Go enjoy it over this weekend there, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so with that, we kind of close things down. Oh, I left the music playing the entire time. Gosh darn it.
Really?
I
couldn't
did.
hear it.
Well, I keep
Close
it
it
pretty low, so hopefully the engines at least, drown it out a little bit. But yeah, music was going there the entire time. But we had ourselves a pretty good race. I know, like I said, I missed a good chunk of it here, but sounds like things stayed interesting pretty much through the entire thing.
Yeah, we had some downtime. I mean, there were some times when everybody was real spread out, but I love how the pit strategy came back and mattered at the end. That's always one of the things we watch, and especially at a track like this where, tire wear is so prevalent. So glad to see that happen, and glad to see these guys finish in the top three the way they did, and your biggest mover of the race as well, Josh Bittner. Great effort out there. Even great effort by Vince Short. He got into it with Anderson a couple of times. We saw him trade paint out there. And, of course, Larry Dickerson rounding out your top five. That was a great effort by him. He had a lot of contact with the wall early, but able to salvage a fifth out of this.
Yeah, Miami's always fun. Can't go wrong here. Same thing happened tonight. Pretty good racing. I'd give it a solid B+.
As we go ahead and take a look at tonight's finishing order, 315, Zach Millett up on that top step of the podium, picking up win number who knows how many at this point. Definitely taking over big time here. It's the 03 Dylan Bryant with a solid second place finish there as well. 84 Josh Bittner, your hard charger of the evening, up 12 spots to finish in third. 15 of Vince Short tried to stay up there on that podium, just didn't quite have enough there at the end, but a solid fourth place finish for him. The 69 of Larry Dickerson just trailing him there in fifth. 747 Albert Anderson missing out on that top five finish there as they were crossing the line, but a great race from America's driver. The 13 of Chris Klein has a solid race under his belt there as well, finishing there in seventh. Jeff Ottinger kind of stayed right around where he started here this evening, but he stuck with it and tried, and he ended up with an 8th place finish. The 60 of Brian F is kind of in that same boat, just couldn't really make too much ground back up forwards, and finishes there in 9th. As 00 Joe Bennett creeped and crawled and kind of got in there a little bit and wound up finishing in that final top 10 spot.
Yeah, the 90 car of Daniel Baker finishes in 11th, up 6 spots. Robert Amaral involved in a late caution there, finishing in 12th position. Derek Welch, talk about involved in some stuff, man. He started in 5th, and shoot, man, I bet that one machine went around 3 or 4 times. Not a great night for Derek, but stays on the lead lap here to finish 13th. First car, 1 lap down, Rich Blake in the 62. Down a couple of spots from where he started, but persevered. You just kept on pushing, man, and that's what you got to do here. You got to pick up some attrition positions if you can. 19 of Cole Larson rough night for him as well. Finishes 15th place. Josh Kelleher in the 73 finishes 16th. 17th will be Slim. James Bowden in the 53. And Tim Pope, uncharacteristic of Tim to finish in last place, but he does tonight here, sitting on pit road, getting a lot of damage fixed there, fighting a loose condition all night. He just couldn't get this track figured out. Maybe the car track combination that kind of threw Tim for a loop tonight, but he rounds out your field here.
Yeah, indeed. So as we slowly wind things down here from Miami Homestead, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. And as always, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Not only do you get alerted every single time that we go live, but hey, it's free, so why not do it? And if you enjoy any of the racing that you do see, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so that way the YouTube algorithm knows, and Mark Zuckerberg over there knows to, hey, share this with more and more people so we can continue to grow and grow this great community. And this great community is, man, it's only being brought to you because of some fantastic sponsors. I tell you, like JP Designs and 3D Prints. Be sure to get in contact with them for some iRacing paints and some button boxes and 3D printing. Same thing with Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Maybe not give them a call this weekend. It's a little cold for them to be out there doing some work, but I'm sure they're be more than happy to help you once when it warms up again with all your remodeling needs there. Also, a big thank you to AdminBoxx, your race control button box solution at their fingertips. You can throw cautions, wave arounds, black flags, whatever you need to do there. So big thank you to AdminBoxx jumping on board here all season long. Big thank you here to TrackDogsRacing.com, your proud merchandising supplier of NTRL and AAA broadcasting. So be sure to head on over to TrackDogsRacing.com to pick up some t-shirts, hats, whatever swag suits your fancy, and you can help support your favorite league drivers or broadcasters. Big thank you as well to Track Bar Media. Awesome, fantastic videography and photo edits of real life racing as well as sim racing here, and they do a great job there with the promo that we play before every single Numb Thumbs Racing League any series race. It's absolutely fantastic, so be sure to go and check those guys on out. Of course, also a big thank you to SimGearCentral.com as well, jumping on board here this season with some fantastic button boxes where it's got all the flip switches, dials, knobs, turny bits, anything you could possibly think of, all at an easy arm's reach to help you out in whatever sim you're doing, whether it's iRacing, farm sim, truck sim, even the sims. Be sure to head on over to SimGearCentral.com to order your next button box here today. And finally, a big time thank you to the Action Replay sponsor of Country Through the Ages. Be sure to go and give them some clicks over there on their website or even their Facebook, as they got some great kind of documentary style videos on where country music and artists started and where they are today. So be sure to go and check them on out. So with that, that concludes our race here. Let's see, where are we headed this Sunday? I think we're headed to a pretty fun race here on Sunday night in the Xfinity cars here. There's the schedule. That will be, I believe that's going to end up being Daytona for 70 laps, as that season is quickly coming to a close as well. So we look forward to seeing you guys in action on Sunday night. But until then, for Alan English and Adam Turner, I'm Alan Brown. Stay warm, stay safe out there, y'all. It's getting chilly, and we'll see y'all later.
We gone.
See ya.